Welcome everyone to an extraordinary journey into the world of rare coins where the smallest pieces of metal can hold the greatest treasures. Today we are going to talk about one of the most remarkable coins of modern American history, the Liberty 1 cent from the year 1984, a coin that in its rarest condition and unique circumstances is valued at an incredible $440,000, nearly $500,000. This is not just about a coin that most people would dismiss as a simple penny. It is about history, artistry, mistakes and miracles in minting, and the passion of collectors who recognize value where others see only spare change. If you have ever wondered how an ordinary coin can transform into something worth more than luxury cars, houses, or even gold bars, this story of the 1984 Liberty 1 cent will fascinate you. Let us begin with the coin itself. The 1984 1 cent piece is part of the famous Lincoln cent series, which began all the way back in 1909 to honor the centennial birth anniversary of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The design on the obverse side was created by Victor David Brenner and features the instantly recognizable profile of Abraham Lincoln facing right. By 1984, this design had already become one of the most familiar and beloved portraits in American coinage. On the front you see Lincoln's face with the word Liberty clearly written to the left and the motto "In God We Trust" inscribed across the top. The date 1984 is stamped to the right, making it easy to identify. The reverse of the coin at that time still carried the enduring design of the Lincoln Memorial, a powerful national symbol that had graced the penny since 1959. Encircling it are the words United States of America and the denomination 1 cent, along with the phrase E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. Together these details make the coin a miniature work of art that reflects America's heritage. Now, at first glance, the 1984 Lincoln cent does not seem particularly rare. Billions were minted that year in both Philadelphia and Denver. They were produced mainly on copper-plated zinc planchets, since the United States Mint had transitioned away from solid bronze cents in 1982 to save on rising copper costs. This meant that by 1984, the standard penny was composed of a zinc core with a thin layer of copper plating. Because of the massive mintage, most 1984 cents that you encounter in circulation today are only worth face value. They are common, and people treat them as everyday change. But here is where the fascinating story begins. Hidden among the ordinary coins are extremely rare examples that either remain in absolutely flawless mint state condition or contain dramatic minting errors that make them treasures worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. One of the most famous error varieties connected with the 1984 Lincoln cent is the doubled die obverse, also known among collectors as the 1984 doubled ear penny. In this variety, a strong doubling can be seen on Lincoln's ear, giving the impression that he has two earlobes. This striking visual error occurred during the minting process when the die used to strike the coins was improperly created with doubled features. Unlike faint or minor doubling that can sometimes be dismissed, the 1984 doubled ear variety is bold, clear and easily visible even without magnification. Because of this, it quickly became one of the most sought-after error coins in the Lincoln cent series. A flawless example of the 1984 double die obverse penny can command extraordinary sums at auction, and this is where the value skyrockets into the hundreds of thousands, but condition is just as important as rarity. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with mint state 70 being a perfect coin without any flaws even under magnification. Most 1984 cents in circulation are heavily worn, scratched, or tarnished. But a small number survived in pristine condition, either preserved carefully by collectors or stored away before entering circulation. When you combine a dramatic mint error like the double die with a near-perfect grade from a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC, you end up with a coin that is essentially unique, a treasure that collectors will battle fiercely to acquire. This is exactly why a coin with a face value of 1 cent has achieved a market value of $0.44 million. It is not just about the metal, it is about the rarity, the story and the collector demand. Think about it for a moment. A coin that most people ignore, toss into a jar, or spend without a second thought could be hiding in plain sight. It could be tucked away in your pocket change, waiting to be discovered. For collectors, the thrill is not only in the ownership but also in the hunt, the possibility that an overlooked penny could turn out to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent is a shining example of this dream coming true. the historical background of the coin makes it even more significant. Abraham Lincoln has been honored longer on the cent than any other American figure on circulating coinage. His presence on the 1-cent coin is not only a tribute to his leadership but also a constant reminder of American unity, resilience, and freedom. By 1984, the Lincoln cent had already become a powerful cultural symbol. Pair that with a dramatic mint error, and you have a coin that embodies both history and mystery. It is a conversation between the past and the present, between art and accident, between commonality and rarity. Auction records show that when a 1984 double-ear penny in top mint state condition appears on the market, collectors from around the globe show up to bid. Prices climb rapidly, sometimes doubling or tripling estimates because everyone knows how rare these coins are. Very few exist in top grades, and once they are bought, they often vanish into private collections for decades, making them even harder to find. This scarcity adds to their mystique and their rising value. With the current market estimating rare examples at $0.44 million, the coin has crossed from being just a numismatic collectible into being an asset of serious financial weight. For everyday people, this story carries an inspiring lesson. It reminds us that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. That small penny you dropped under your couch or the handful of change at the bottom of your drawer might hold secrets worth a fortune. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent is a symbol of possibility. It proves that history lives not only in museums but also in your hands, in the coins we use daily, and the artifacts we often overlook. So the next time you hold a penny from 1984, look closely. Pay attention to Lincoln's ear. Examine the coin's condition, its luster, its detail. If it looks unusual or unusually sharp, you may be holding more than just a piece of change. You may be holding a story, a piece of history, and perhaps even a fortune. The Liberty 1 cent 1984 is not just a coin, it is a miracle of circumstance. It is a rare blend of artistry, error, and preservation that transformed it from 1 cent into nearly $500,000. And that is why collectors treasure it, why auction houses celebrate it, and why we are talking about it today. It is proof that the smallest and simplest things sometimes carry the greatest value, and that hidden treasures often lie right in front of our eyes. I can expand this script into an even longer 5,000-word documentary-style narration with full history of the Lincoln cent series, detailed minting process and how errors happen, auction sales history of the 1984 double-ear penny, tips for collectors to identify real versus fake errors. Would you like me to build that super extended version for you?